Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing a full review on the VARLA Pegasus electric scooter. The Pegasus is the second e-scooter from VARLA and is the cheaper commuter option of their two scooters. The first is the Eagle One, which we've reviewed in the past, and we will leave a link to in the top right corner here. So to jump straight into the review of the VARLA Pegasus, this video will be cut up into categories, each describing a various important aspect of this scooter, such as top speed, hill climbing, etc. So first up, we have the top speed, and the advertised top speed on the VARLA Pegasus, according to VARLA's website, is 28 miles an hour. While we were filming our speed test for this video, we were able to hit right around 29.5 miles an hour. However, there were other occasions while we were testing the scooter and not filming that we hit up to 31 miles an hour, which is quite a bit faster than their advertised top speed, so it's absolutely going to hit what they advertise on this scooter, top speed wise. 31 miles per hour is plenty fast for this scooter, and most of the time you're not going to be going that fast, so I'm overall very impressed with the top speed on the Pegasus. Moving into our next category, we have range, and VARLA advertises that the Pegasus can go up to 28 miles on a single charge. On our range test, we were able to hit 20 miles in 32 Fahrenheit degree weather on the maximum speed mode, going as fast as we could. So given the fact that these were the conditions that we tested the range under, I think it's absolutely possible to get up to 28 miles of range on a single charge on the Pegasus. I'm super pleased with the amount of range that I've been getting out of the Pegasus, especially considering the price. It's definitely not just an inner city commuter scooter. We were able to take the scooter from the suburbs of Portland into the center of the city and back on a single charge, so it's good for more than just short commutes. Third up on our category list, we have the hill climbing ability of the Pegasus, and VARLA advertises that the Pegasus can climb up to 25% hills. We did a hill climb test on our favorite steepest hill, which is up to 31%, and the Pegasus cruised right up it, so they've definitely underspec'd it on their website. I've been extremely impressed with the steepness of hills that the Pegasus has been able to tackle. But the one issue that I do have with the Pegasus hill climbing wise is that it's not quite as fast as I expected it to be or that I would like it to be. By no means is it bad, in fact, it's a very good scooter hill climbing wise. But I was just expecting a little bit more power when climbing some of the less steep average hills that I encounter on my daily rides. Just a small nitpicky detail because it still does fantastically on these hills. The fourth category that we have is braking, and the Pegasus features dual disc brakes with an ABS system. The brakes on the Pegasus are great, they bring you to a complete stop and they're super reliable. I also really appreciate the fact that when you brake, the rear light starts blinking, which I think is a nice touch. Overall, they're exactly what you would expect out of a high-end e-scooter. Our next category is comfort, and obviously comfort is a subjective topic, so we're just going to be sharing our thoughts on what the ride feeling and comfort of the Pegasus has been like. I was originally skeptical of the Pegasus because it uses airless tires, and airless tires are never going to be as comfortable as pneumatics. However, I'm pleased to say that the airless tires are not uncomfortable by any means, and in fact, I don't feel too much of a difference between the comfort on this scooter and my Eagle One. Granted, I haven't been riding on extremely rough roads, and I've mainly been sticking to well-paved roads, so I can imagine if there were some bumpy roads, they could pose an issue, but it hasn't been anything major so far. The thing that makes up for the airless tires is definitely the independent suspension, which is what makes this scooter so incredibly comfortable. I can't emphasize enough how good the suspension on this scooter is. It's definitely a little bit stiffer than that on the VARLA Eagle One that we have, but that's because this scooter isn't going over crazy jumps and off-roading. So it's a little bit stiffer, but still incredible suspension. The deck on the Pegasus does feel a little bit small, but it hasn't proved to be that much of an issue for us. It doesn't have grip tape either, but instead this rubberized finish, which also hasn't been an issue by any means. The handlebar spacing and height has also been really comfortable. For reference, we're 6 feet tall, so overall the scooter has been super comfortable and I haven't had any issues with it. Our final category is the user interface, and I love the user interface for the most part on this scooter. It's very minimalistic and all of the settings are controlled by the 3 buttons on the left side of the handlebar, an up arrow, a down arrow, and an M button. The M button is used to turn the scooter on. If you hold it on, the LCD screen will power up. You can cycle through the speed modes using the up arrow and the down arrow. There are 3 different speed modes. You can additionally go into the max speed mode or take yourself out of the max speed mode by holding the down arrow. Holding down the top arrow will turn on the front and rear lights, which I think is a nice touch and is very convenient. I overall really love the minimalistic design on the screen. It shows you all of the relevant data you'd ever want to know, but isn't overwhelming at all. The one issue that I do have with the user interface is the thumb throttle, and although it's subjective, I'm just not a huge fan of thumb throttles. I don't find the control on the VARLA Pegasus to be particularly comfortable because of the thumb throttle, and it also feels a little bit jerkier than that on the Eagle One despite being less powerful. I've also had a few people test out both the Pegasus and the Eagle One to get a second opinion, and all of them have preferred the Eagle One, citing that the Pegasus throttle is a little bit too sensitive and not as comfortable. So I've gone over all of the categories that I wanted to discuss in this review video, so I'm going to jump into more of a mixed discussion of my thoughts on the scooter that don't quite fit into any of the categories. The first thing is the handling and the turning, specifically as it relates to these airless tires. Because they're airless, they're a lot thicker than a pneumatic tire for the same diameter. When you consider the diameter to width ratio of these wheels, they are extremely wide. It doesn't really look like it on camera, but I can assure you that they feel really wide, especially when you're riding. There's something about them that just makes turning feel super weird and you have to lean into the turns a little bit more. It felt a little bit different than normal the first time that I hopped on the Pegasus, but at this point I've become acclimated to the curvature of these tires and their width. One thing that I really appreciate about these tires is the fact that they're airless and that they can't pop. Although it comes at the expense of a little bit of comfort, the added reliability that airless tires has is well worth it in my opinion, especially in a commuting application. The added peace of mind that you'll get from knowing you never have to worry about a flat is definitely worth it in my opinion, and I absolutely love that about the Pegasus. The next subtopic is portability, and considering that this is a commuter scooter, portability is an important aspect to consider. It has a clever locking mechanism which makes carrying a little bit easier, but it weighs in at 66 pounds, which is really heavy for the average person to carry. Although it's doable, I can't imagine having to walk with the scooter for extended periods of time or distances. Something else that relates to the carrying of the scooter that I didn't really like is that it's really hard to pick it up without folding it down. You don't really have a good grip on the back of the scooter, so it makes it really awkward to carry or move around if you just want to leave the stem up and not have to fold it down. Next is the aesthetics, and I personally absolutely love the color scheme and the design of the VARLA Pegasus. In my opinion, it's just a good looking scooter, and everyone else that I've run into and shown the scooter to has absolutely loved it as well. The final subtopic that I have to discuss is the build quality, and for me, the build quality has been great. I've seen mixed reviews online, so it could just be that I'm lucky with my scooter, but the only issue that I've had is that the headlight bolt came loose and I had to tighten it after about 30 miles. The other issue that I had is that the bottom plate that protects the battery somehow got warped. I can't say as to whether this was a manufacturing defect, it was a build quality issue, or if I actually hit something, but I have to assume that I probably hit something because it's a pretty significant ding. Overall, I'd say that the build quality on the Pegasus is good, and it's what you'd expect out of a scooter in the $1,200 price range. So here are my concluding thoughts on the VARLA Pegasus electric scooter. For just $1,200 you're getting an incredible electric vehicle with a top speed of 30 miles an hour, a range of up to 20 miles on a single charge in the highest speed mode, and a hill climb rating that will allow you to climb pretty much any hill out there. On top of that, it's got dual independent suspension, which more than makes up for the airless tires, which prevent you from ever having to worry about a flat. Overall, it's an extremely good deal for the price that you're paying for such an electric vehicle. In terms of it being a commuting vehicle, you can definitely use it to do more than just inner city commuting, as the range allows you to go so much farther than that. However, the issue is that it's not very portable. So that's something to be aware of if you're considering purchasing this scooter. Now, I also feel that it's important to say that this isn't going to be a thrill-seeking machine, and it definitely doesn't have the same off-of-the-line acceleration, top speed, and range that the VARLA Eagle One and some of the higher-end e-scooters have. It's kind of an in-between scooter that's not quite a basic baseline model, but it's not quite a high-performance scooter. It's starting to get up there with some of the specs it has, but if you're looking for something that's going to have crazy acceleration and top speed, the VARLA Eagle One or another high-end scooter might be a better option for you. So overall, while I was skeptical of the Pegasus when I first started making this review, I've grown to absolutely love this scooter and think it's a great option if you're looking for an entry-level performance scooter or a commuter scooter for longer distances. If you guys have any questions or comments related to the VARLA Pegasus, make sure to let us know down in the comment section below. If you guys are interested in learning more about the Pegasus, we will be leaving a link to VARLA's website and an additional affiliate link for the Pegasus in our description so that you can get a small discount, and it's so we get a little bit in return to help support the growth of this channel. If you guys enjoyed the video and you want to see more reviews like this one, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel for lots of other electric vehicle reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you guys in the next one.